Alright guys, this is game number 2 now between Tempo Storm and DeltaFOX. As always, I'm hanging out here with Twitch chat. Not going to give any commentary on the game or real analysis, but we'll be answering questions and whatnot and talking about stuff maybe people will ask about the game without really giving away anything about strategy or whatever. Yeah, hello YouTube. What? What do I think of the mid lane matchup, Fizz versus Cassio? I think that's pretty commonly understood as a Fizz favorable matchup. I think that both Tempo Storm and E United are better than the bottom place LCS teams currently. It's still very, very early for LCS, and you know, we've only had 2 weeks now of CS, and teams are still getting adjusted to, you know, getting back into the groove of things and practicing and playing a lot. Dude, you and Selfie influence each other joining the team due to working. Selfie chose to join Tempo Storm over LCS teams because of me. In the very end, that was the final deciding factor. He actually chose to come so that we could, or I could coach him again. It was the most stressful thing in the entire world. Trying to secure that because there was quite a few teams in talks with him. It was definitely a very hard sign, but really glad that we got him. Oh. Please don't ask me questions about your solo queue and stuff. This was weird. I think Dyra should always die there, to be honest. That was the weirdest sensation in the world. Felt like I had something biting my tonsil. That felt actually really strange. Fuck. I just watched the movie Life yesterday. That was a fucked up kill scene, if anyone's watched that. Yeah, that was actually still hurting. Please answer why TS doesn't embrace the frog, unbench the Kench. Tom Kench isn't very good right now. in top lane. I think support, he's definitely viable, but anyone that pays attention to LCK or anything would know that for sure. Kill is a kill in pro play. There's no such thing as a kill steal or anything, really. Unless like double buffs are involved or, you know, whatever. Scar jungle, good or bad? Honestly, I don't think that they have any other choice. Like, a lot of people say that, oh, well, just put Shifter in mid and then Voyboy in jungle, and then have Scar as support or something. I think that the thought process, as I talked about in the previous game, is that if Shifter can get kills, then I think that it's entirely feasible that he just becomes like a second mage. And I think that that's exactly what their thought process is. So that sort of makes sense, you know, and we saw that in the United versus DeltaFOX game where he was on Talia. He played Zyra in the previous game against us here, and, you know, if he gets 2, 3, 4 core items, you know, he can basically be an AP carry. And I think that that actually ties into the thought process, because if he's down in the bottom lane with QtPie, you have the two best players in a lane together, but unfortunately it's bottom lane. So, you know, there's a lot of other stuff that affects that and plays into it. Crown is the best victor, yes. Streaming the replays. Would you ever consider actually trying Annie in NACS? What? Kind of a question is that? What is selfie maxing? W. So Shifter support is a poor man's Licrit. Well, Shifter is definitely a better player than Licrit. Stop putting Sam on Varus, it's boring. Come on, he's Varus one trick. You're eating Cantina with rice and cheese. I approve that message. Sam, don't call him Sam. Samsung. I don't know why they tried to do that. I don't know. What the fuck? Seeing Thresh auto a turret is one of the saddest things in the world. Oh. Well. QDNA is better than Korean QD, but NAQD doesn't have a good team. God bless your soul. When can we get more IRL streams around Korea? I don't know, man. Really quick question. I already said I'm not answering stuff about solo queue. I think drafting Nunu and then picking the comp that they did, it's sort of weird. I don't know. Can I do Nunu's dance? I don't know. Will I ever move to the Tempo Storm gaming house? You know, every time I ask myself that question, I think about NA solo queue. And I think about the 10-hour plane ride. And then, you know, I just sort of... I don't know. Yeah. I'd almost rather lock myself in a bathroom with mustard gas. You know what I'm thinking about? You know what I'm saying? Which Western players could compete in LCK if there was no language barrier? I think even with the language barrier, there's a few that definitely could. Will I show United versus Tempo Storm? I will show that tomorrow on stream, not today. I don't have those replays yet. I don't know. They haven't been shared with me yet anyway on Gmail. Yeah, I don't play solo queue anymore. You're right. This game is 7.11, yes. Crown's played Victor a few times. I think Impaler is in Thailand with a team or something. Now. He's in Garena, actually, as a coach. Is the new Rift Herald actually good? Yes, it is. As long as you use it properly. Ignite is useful and competitive in very specific situations. I personally think, though, that Exhaust is usually better. Yeah, I don't think you understand what Korean Master Tier is. I don't think that you should be talking about QV. Oh, man. Missed the first game. They got leads, but the leads didn't matter because they were so far down in CS. We played pretty disrespectfully. And then once the macro stage hit, yeah. That's the best TLDR. Once the macro stage hit, things went downhill. I don't think, like, see, the whole thing is I can't give analysis on these games because I think anyone competitive would never do that. It doesn't make any sense. Like, if this was like, I don't know, Big Gods versus CLG or, you know, DeltaFOX versus United, I think giving commentary and analysis on that is sort of okay. But I think it's, well, actually, I think it's not okay if it's from the same region. Like, if this was like EU Challenger or, you know, EU LCS or whatever, like, that would be fine. I think that analyzing anything from your own region is actually bad. I remember that one time I did that on Gravity, and I ended up having to actually delete the VOD review. This was a team fight that does not need to happen, ever. Ow. Selfie is better than most LCS mids. I don't think people realize how good Selfie is. I really don't think people realize how good he is. Best top laners are Smeb, Mar, and Khan. Smeb, Mar, and I mean, any of the LCK tops are good enough. Smeb, Mar, and Khan, though, in particular, are standout. He didn't do bad when he subbed for H2K. Don't know what you're talking about. Why does Selfie leave teams so often? I literally, the whole narrative that Reddit likes to have of him, that he's like toxic or negative, is just asinine. He's potentially the most positive, like, not... I don't know how to word this. See, when you say positive, like, most people only think of one thing. There's basically nothing but good intention and positivity that comes from him for, like, a team setting. And, like, the traditional thought of, like, toxic or negativity is just not present with him. So I don't know what happened on other teams that he's been on since I, you know, didn't work with him on SHC, but there's, like, literally nothing there. He has some unique stuff that you have to, like, work with, but, I mean, I've seen it in so many pros, mostly in Korean pros. You know, like, about certain methods of practice and approach and mindset and whatever, but that's all completely fine, so I don't know. Reddit's just going off on things that aren't true. I genuinely don't know how anyone could think that he would be negative or toxic. Selfie was on MYM, but MYM was SHC. It's the same team. Naruhoka. I think if you've never personally interacted with him, you shouldn't maybe make comments like that. Rip. Yordle on Yordle action. Will this year's World be more competitive? Hard to say. I think that it'll be more exciting than last year's, to be completely honest. I think that Season 5 Worlds was meh. I genuinely think that Season 5 Worlds was just, like, meh. Season 6 was good. Season 6 was interesting for a lot of reasons, and it was also exciting. It also had the SKT vs. Rock series. It almost had the Cinderella story for Samsung. You know, it had a lot of teams that apparently couldn't find Victor in pick ban whenever they were against Samsung. You know, lots of stuff. So Season 4 Worlds was definitely the best, I think, yes. This Worlds, I don't expect very good things from NA. I do not expect very good things from NA. No one does. If it's Longzhu KT, that will be so nuts of a showing. That'll actually be so nuts. Would playing on Korean 200 ping help you improve? Probably not. Why are they hovering? I think SKT is seriously on the same level. Yeah, definitely. Paid by Steve. What the? Wait a minute. What? Did Selfie offensive BM? Or did he offensive GG? This was actually bannable in StarCraft. Alright, that was it for game number 2.